Coming at you live from my home studio in beautiful South Pasadena. Not South Pasadena, that one's just stuck in your head. Beautiful La Puente, California. This is the All Dodgers podcast. Hey, that's how you do a rebrand You say the wrong place that you're in. But on today's show, yes, launched a website. We launched a website. I'll talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about the rebranding here on the channel and on the stuff. Plus, the Dodgers get busy on a Monday, on a very wet Monday here in LA. Bring you back Ryan Brasier. You trade away longtime Dodger Caleb Ferguson. We'll break that down. Plus, Mookie Betts appears to have pissed off some people with bulletin board material, as they call it in the business. That plus some more Dodger Fest, FanFest, all that stuff, takeaways on another edition of All Dodgers Live. I am Clint Pasillas. You can find me as Real FRG on the social media things and at alldodgers.com. Give this thing a thumbs up while you're here, guys. That really goes a long way in helping out the channel, helping out the platform. Subscribe if you have not. Hit that notification bell. You see the things on there that alerts you as to when we happen to go live here on the channel. And if you can't watch live, go find the podcast. It's what is it? All Dodgers with Clint Pasillas. We are part of the Believe network of podcasts. But let me know where you guys are representing your Dodgers fandom tonight. Sound off in the comments. It's just me and y'all, so we're gonna have a good, fun time. Just hanging and banging. You know, I'm sure some of the, we'll say the rebranding might have not scared people, but I'm sure that threw some people off, but we'll bear with it. But Calvin the GOAT is in the chat saying, yo, Clint, what's going on? Calvin, Showtime LA in the chat. An OG, a legend here, asking, will my live stream schedule stay the same when the season starts? That should be the plan. The Dodgers have, at least to open the season, a lot of Mondays and Thursdays off, so it kind of fits into plug in on those days as well, and have keep doing content without having to get through the games or be live during the games. But I'm hoping to do some live stuff during the games when we start getting that far. So whatever people want me to do on here, to a degree, we will do. We'll have some fun. We'll try to figure it out, and we'll experiment a little bit and all that kind of stuff. But 275 Vet in the chat saying nice name change. Noah Ortega is saying hello in the chat, and to Craig and all that. Nando 390 hanging out in the chat is not upset over the Ferguson trade. Him complaining about how the Dodgers were using him left a bitter taste. I kind of agree on that one a good little bit. I will talk about Ferg in a few minutes. I will say I almost wonder if he maybe requested a trade. It would not seem out of like the realm of reality for him to have potentially requested a trade or whatever. I don't know. Did anybody even see him at FanFest, Dodger Fest? I was busy. I didn't notice if he was there. But anyways, my guy Noise by Noel in the chat saying the new site looks amazing, brother. Proud of me. Thank you, Noel. My guy, the legend over there at running the DN Instagram account and other social media platforms. Appreciate you hanging out with us. My guy, James Rodriguez, by the way, on the YouTube was the first guy to be joining us in the chat saying, let's go. Ready for this one. Yeah, it's a jam-packed episode. I'm probably going to talk about too many things, and then we'll talk about more things on Thursday when we're live again. But appreciate you, James. I.E. Doyer's in the chat. Poor House Picker in the chat. What's going on? Showtime LA saying Clint Nation. Hey, make sure you guys hit that button for Clint Nation, by the way. The thumbs up says, how about Trey Sweeney and Michael Grove for Tanner Scott? All day, every day, 1,000%. It's not going to happen. The Marlins need to be able to get something for their guy, and I don't think that Grove and Sweeney are enough. That's just my opinion. I don't know that much about Sweeney. Obviously, he's a new guy. He just came over in the second most recent trade with the Yankees, but anything that would bring Tanner Scott to LA, I would be all about, because that's what we do here. What we do here is we be about good trades happening. Jose Gonzalez is in the chat also, checking in from La Puente. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's get in here a little bit. Down in the chat, Diane Schroeder's checking in, saying hello, Clint Nation. What is going on, Diane? Thank you for hanging out with us. Rebecca, saw Rebecca at FanFest as well. You guys would have saw her in the FanFest video I dropped over the weekend. By the way, I appreciate the support on that video, guys. It did better than I thought it was going to do. I didn't know how people take random content from FanFest. But Rebecca's in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out here. Max is in the chat. Look at that. We're going off on a Monday, going up on a Monday. I hope everybody is staying as dry as you can, and here in LA where things are a bit wet and crazy. But quick bit of notes and housekeeping. Yes, I did. We did the rebrand. It's officially, at All Dodgers, and then we got the logo on there, working on a new official logo at some point. But we also launched the website, alldodgers.com. Talked about it on the social media a little bit. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It'll be, slowly building it out and building it up into something that we hope is cool and fun and sustainable and, useful for delivering Dodgers content with, without 1,000 ads, and 2, just fair and balanced, but still critical takes about your Dodgers team. So I want to thank my my business partner in this, Mr. Stan Park, for helping push into this. And I pushed him at times and all that kind of stuff. And we made this thing come together. And again, it's going to keep on growing. Hopefully this is just, the first day of the site being around. So we still got to clean up some things and do all the little stuff that makes it a website. So, thumbs up on that if you guys appreciate the channel. So we are going to build up and build out some things before I consider adding any staff. Hopefully, I would like to, if we're having anybody write for the website, I would like to be able to pay people, but we need to be able to make money on it before we can start paying things. So, it takes some time to get there. But again, for right now, it'll just be me and Mrs. FRG on the keys with my guy Stan, keeping things clean and tidy on the back end. So again, I appreciate anybody who has read so far. If you haven't read, I'll make sure to put a link to my first article there, kind of explaining some things and all that down in the description below. But enough about that. Let us talk about those Los Angeles Dodgers before we get into the headlines of the day of today, the Brasier trade and all that kind of stuff. Let's look back at the headline of the weekend. And yes, that is Mookie Betts bulletin board material. I don't know if anybody here, anybody watching feels like, Mookie said something wrong, if Mookie was in the wrong. There's different schools of thought on this one. You could say that every team should feel like whoever they're playing that day should feel like a World Series opponent. It should be the most important game of the day. But Mookie said it, and he said it at the team's own FanFest, and everybody ran with it right away. As Mr. John Rod 77 in the chat says, Mookie didn't say anything wrong, and I have to agree with that, give a couple points there. But of course, what does he say here? Every game is going to be the other team's World Series. That's what we signed up for. And the team already had a target on its back before he said anything. This doesn't add much of anything. Whoever was going to be the team to sign Shohei Ohtani was going to be the I guess we'll say the villain of the offseason and the villain of the upcoming season. And we know, players were asked a lot at FanFest there, Dodger Fest, about that, idea of the team being a villain, team being the villains, and nobody really seemed to care that much about it. You should want to win. You should want your team to want to win, and why other fan bases would be upset about that, it's a little stupid. But again, I want your guys' thoughts on this. Rebecca says Mookie was talking about the Padres. Padres fans, hey, look at what they did last year at their little FanFest thing where what was it? Fernando Tatis was like, oh yeah, when we're celebrating the World Series, everybody be ready or something. Pretty weak, but at least Mookie was somewhat fair. There was no challenges. There was no Dave Roberts 2022 going in saying that, the Dodgers are going to win, or was it last year? I think it was 22. The Dodgers will win the World Series and all that kind of stuff. They're going to be the World Series winners. Very very basic take from Marcus Lindbetts. Did not call out any specific team or fan base. The Dodgers aren't geofencing and closing off ticket purchases to other fan bases to keep, only LA fans in LA. There's not any sort of shenanigans happening. It's one dude saying one thing about, hey, the other teams, they're really going to be looking forward to facing us. And admittedly, it'll be a World Series atmosphere because more fans will be in the other team's stadium because the Dodgers are in town. But let's see. I be stroking my guy in the chat, and I think you were at FanFest. We did not have a chance to run into each other, which is unfortunate, but there's plenty of Dodger baseball to be going around this year, and we'll hopefully see each other one way, shape, or form. But IB Strokin says Dodger Fest had over 30,000 attendees. That's the average MLB game attendance. Yeah, that's it was busy. It's kind of shocking. I don't know why so many people go there just to like sit in the seats and watch from afar, but it is what it is. People should enjoy however they want to enjoy, I guess. But Nando 390 said Dodger Fest had more fans than a Rays playoff game. We like that one. Sarah Morris likes what Betts says because it is true. It is true. I think we're all kind of we're in agreement on it, even as Dodgers fans. Like, the reality is the best team in any of the sports would, if they're coming to your house, you're probably going to get more people wanting to go to your house, and everybody's going to try to beat that team more because they're the good team. Explained well. Mr. John Rod said no one got mad at Tatis because everybody knew then, even then, that he was delusional, when in Rome. Jorge, my guy, is also in the chat saying John Boy is insecure about Mookie because the Yankees suck. You know what? Miss Scusi. Yeah, John Boy, I think, was the one who kind of spread that quickest, which is, do what you got to do there, Jimmy. Showtime LA. Mookie ain't wrong for everyone in the NL West. Hold on, wait. Let me say this. Try to do this words the right way. Mookie ain't wrong for everyone in the NL West outside of Arizona. I guess he's saying for everybody there. I'm wording it wrong, or I'm emphasizing and putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. But yeah, there's two teams that are going to be the powerhouses in the NL West, and that'll be real fun to actually see the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers facing off, and seeing how many fans still go out there and show up and show out at Dodger Stadium East in Arizona, because I think Chase Field is going to be a nice wave, a nice sea of blue as it usually is, and you can have a lot of bitter Arizona Diamondbacks fans, and you're going to have a lot of cops on horses making sure no Dodgers go for a nice swim in that pool there. Poorhouse Picker. When you back it up on the field, MVP and World Series champion, you can say whatever you want. I like that one. I'm going to hit a different kind of bell because that is a damn good point. There's not a thing that Mookie Betts has done in his career that says that he can't say what the hell he wants, as long as it's reasonable and from a point of reality where, keep saying it. Dodgers are going to be very, very they're going to be an important draw to these other ball clubs. Ball clubs. James Rodriguez, Mookie knows that every city they go to seem to have more fans than any other team that's showing up. Yes, that's what this team does. They draw. This is why we love them Los Angeles Dodgers. I've seen this one a few times for you, so I got to drop it in there for our guy Carnivorous Lunar Activity saying F the pitch clock. F the pitch clock. Let's see. Let's give it
That's what she said.
That works there. Get a couple more in here, and then we will move on. Matty Man 5 Dodge says, I'm so confused as to which part we're talking about currently. Mookie Betts. Insane comments about World Series aspirations here. There's an arm in my way, so I got to look around it to be like, every game is going to be like the other team's World Series. Thank you, Mookie. Don't want to keep going in too much on that one. So let's get one more comment, and then we'll get the hell out of here and move on to the next topic. Let's get two more comments. Let's see. Mattyman 5 Dodge. All Dodgers. Yes, we did the rebrand. I did the rebrand. Hopefully people understand. People appreciate it. I think it'll be easier to stick on topic. Hopefully drawing some new fans looking for Dodgers content, because there was nothing in any of my name or whatever that said, hey, this is a Dodgers thing. Not that I ever wanted to solely stick to Dodgers on the channel, but you know what? We'll do this until we don't do it. We're gonna keep doing it. what was it? I saw one I wanted to get, and then we will move on. That's just, I'll end here on Noah Ortega. Chanting "Beat LA" screams like it's like the World Series, and everywhere you go, you hear "Beat LA" because they you know what? These teams are jelly. As Chris says, people are just jealous. Other teams have said the same thing, but it's because people have a hate boner for the Dodgers. I dig it. I like it. And let's move on. One other bit of housekeeping on the channel. It will be a busy week. I understand. I haven't done as much of like the standalone content a little bit while I've been a little bit busy. Of course, we've had the site, kind of coming together in the back end, but this week will be fun. It will be busy. We'll be jam-packed with content. I'm dropping spring training preview series this week with some faces joining the channel and chatting with me about a few different areas of importance for this Dodgers team. So we should have a video Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Plus, we'll be back live again on Thursday. Next Thursday, the 15th, in honor of Valentine's Day, I'll have a special guest that we have not seen in content with me in a long time, but you guys hear him on the radio all the time, so keep an ear out, keep an eye out for next week when, if everything lines up, my friend Corporate Greg will be joining the show. But let's move on. Let's talk now about the busy day for your Dodgers, because they decided to get busy on a Monday. They first thing in the morning, announce the trade, or the trade goes down, sending longtime Dodger Caleb Ferguson to the New York Yankees for a couple of dudes, highlighted by Matt Gage, who is a lefty. He's a kind of minor league journey. He's very much every aspect of the phrase a journeyman pitcher. Pitched in the Mexican leagues. He's pitched in indie ball. I guess it's kind of one and the same, but not really. And I think it was 6 other major league teams. When he has pitched at the big league level, he's been very good. He's been solid. I think he had like an ERA under 2 in 16 games. He walked some dudes, but definitely walked some dudes. But anytime you can get a pitcher with upside and talent coming to the Dodgers, working with this Dodgers coaching staff, working with Mark Pryor, working with Connor McGinnis. You guys know what they do to pitchers, including the guy they also brought back, Mr. Ryan Brasier. Huge deal, important deal for this team. They really wanted this guy. We heard a lot about Ryan Brasier over the last couple of weeks, and it hit a point where I was like, I'm not too sure they're actually going to bring this guy back, because if it was going to happen, could have happened a few times. But 2-year deal for Ryan Brasier, upwards of $13 million. A solid deal. Really, really solid deal. Another one that's a relatively low risk, high reward deal for the Dodgers. Because if he's as good as he was when he came here to LA last year in his 39 games, posting an ERA of 0.7, if you're anywhere near that good, the Dodgers are going to have a very, very good one. Of course, you lose Ferguson. I don't know that Ferguson was one of the 13 best pitchers available on the Dodgers roster. And he's a guy who's out of minor league options. They weren't ever going to DFA or send him to the minors, even if they could, because he's he didn't have a terrible year last year, but again, just was not one of the 13 best pitchers on the roster. I see Carlos Mades right now just said Vesia is the weakest link. Well, if you look back to yesterday, Ferguson was the weakest link, so now it's kind of Vesia, but I don't see Vesia going anywhere. He is the lone lefty, power arm lefty in the pen. Of course, Ryan Yarbrough will be there. But you look at Yarbrough, he's somebody that's probably starting games to open the season, or at least being an opener in the rotation. Back to the air quotes, guys. He's or if he's not, if Yarbrough is not somebody that's opening games, he's definitely going to be somebody that is a long guy. He's going to be the bulk inning guy or whatever. So Ferguson maybe could have done that as well, but now he gets a chance to get out of LA. He goes to the Yankees. I almost wonder, and I wrote about it in an article I dropped on alldodgers.com today. Check it out. One of the things I wondered is, well, it's two things. I don't know if I put it in the article or not, but I wonder if he did request a trade because we haven't really seen him. I don't know. I might have missed if somebody answered my question earlier about was he at FanFest, because I don't recall seeing Caleb Ferguson at FanFest or any of the other events that have gone on. Busy. It's been a busy-ass 2 weeks for the Dodgers, by the way, so I'm very glad I'm not in the direct, coverage media pool right now because that shit gets stressful. But I don't recall seeing Ferguson anywhere. I don't know that he was. I would imagine he either asked for a trade or they told him, "Hey, we're trying to move you. You just don't make sense for this roster right now." But it's kind of my opinion, wild speculation, having some fun because why not? It's Monday. But again, this is overall, as I said in the article, a net positive day for the Dodgers. You add the other kid, I don't even remember his name, Christian Zavala or something like that. I forget exactly what it was. I should probably just look it up right now real quick. But, you add this dude and, he's solid. He's why is that art? Oh, okay, I understand. I understand now how this works. I want to find the name just because I'm like that. Where's the name? Right here. Christian Zazueta. I don't know that name, but 19-year-old. Anytime you can get a young pitcher with any sort of upside in this organization, the earlier the better. He's either going to help the team immediately or help the team down the road or not immediately. He's either going to help the team as a trade guy or down the road as somebody who can join into the bullpen or get into the bullpen, get into the rotation, whatever it is. But Fleeceman does his job again. Matt Gage again. We're going to start seeing the Matt Gage truthers rise, I imagine, because this is somebody who he's been solid when he's been solid when he has seen major league time, and I'm curious to see him work with this front office and work with this coaching staff, and maybe just maybe he is one of the left-handed options. I don't imagine this guy breaks with the team in spring training. I don't imagine him barring significant injuries or a few injuries. Or, along the injury train, if Trinan can't come back, if Fireeisen isn't hurt or isn't healthy, if Danny Hudson isn't healthy or opts out of his deal because he's not going to get a chance to make the opening day roster, maybe a Matt Gage sneaks on, but he still has options, so that's good for him. But, overall, net positive day. As I said, bullpen better now. Because they got, in my opinion, they got rid of Ferguson, and they brought in Brasier. So that's a good trade. You're improving your team on the fringes the best way you can right there, and then you give yourself active roster flexibility. Another one of the things this team really loves. But let me get your guys' thoughts on this. Carlos says, Vesia and Ferguson were the weakest links. I agree. Hector X asking about Nick Frasso, what happened to Nick Frasso. So it was revealed that he had tore his labrum in his shoulder last year towards the end of the season. Underwent surgery for the torn labrum. I think one of the only people who kind of knew about it a little bit was our guy Casey Porter at Dodgers Daily. He dropped a clip about alluding to something coming up. I think it was late last week in one of his live shows. So Frasso is a guy who's missing the entirety of the 2024 season, which is tough. I think if there's one move that could really, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Like if Mookie Betts spontaneously combust, that would be very bad for the team. But, a lot of people don't know much about Nick Frasso. Plenty of people do, but, we haven't seen him at the big league level yet. But I think he is somebody that has the potential to have a huge lasting impact on the success of this team this year, because now I mean, yeah, he was an option to be a spot starter if the team really, really needed it. If they needed somebody in the bullpen or whatever it is in a tough situation, in a pinch, he's somebody they could have called up for sure. But more so, he was somebody that was going to anchor that AAA rotation. So now you need one more of the other guys to be in that AAA rotation and be an important cog to that whole dynamic or whatever you want to call it. They have the two. I did the NRI video. I mentioned it, but they have a couple of guys. The Eliezer Hernandez, I think, was one, and there was another guy they signed whose name escapes me right now. Another longtime kind of journeyman pitcher dude. Those guys are going to definitely be in that AAA rotation. Landon Knack, Kyle Hurt. Who else? River Ryan will be a part of that AAA rotation, but at some point in time where if you needed a River Ryan or you want to move Kyle Hurt to the bullpen or you want to move Michael Grove to the bullpen, Gavin Stone, of course, is going to be a big part of all of it. Jesse Hahn was the name I was looking for. I think this is going to be the one. The Nick Frosto injury, him missing the year with that shoulder surgery, It pushes pushes everybody up a little bit, up a rung, and it just kind of hurts the overall depth of the team. It's not going to be major, but it's going to be one of those sneaky things where it's like, shit, if we had this dude wouldn't be here, or we wouldn't need him here, and then he could help out here, and yada yada. Anyways, very talky, very wordy. So let's talk more about you, and then it'll be more wordy meads things for me. Let's see. We got a lot from Jorge said there was no sign of Turd Ferguson at Dodger Fest, so we have that confirmed. No sign of him. Rebecca also said Fergie hadn't been at anything recently, so I would say that maybe there was something happening there in the background, as something that's about to happen in the foreground, thanks to Diane reminding us to smash that like button here for All Dodgers and Clint Nation, as we call it here on a not thirsty Monday. I did not pour myself a beverage. I'm just having a monster because your boy's been working today. By working, I mean it's mostly sitting on your ass and typing and clicking things. It's a whole lifestyle, I'll tell you guys. Golf Grouch, love that. It's a great name. Says the Dodgers are getting the support that only a Brasier can provide. I get it. I get the comment. It's a solid comment. I appreciate that. I didn't see the intro to this conversation, but I see my guy IB Strokin responding to One Dragon about something about the villain label. I probably should. I saw a lot of things. If you guys are having a conversation, I probably should just leave you all alone. But yeah, I would rather be a villain. I'd rather have the Dodgers be a villain because that means they did something good. They did something we really wanted them to do this offseason. Roy says, you're not a Dodger fan if you think we are the dark side. That line of thinking is for the opposing fan base. Our front office has given us the best chance to win. I sat back and rewatched all of the interviews from FanFest, and we'll talk more about those in a little bit. Some of the things that affect the team moving forward. But one of the things I liked was I think Mookie had pointed out, like, when I signed here, they said we're always going to be going for it. Like we're going to be in on trying to win every year, going to be in on the right prospects or on signing the right people. You heard it from Freddie as well about the team trying to make the right moves in the right spots. This front office absolutely put its money where its mouth is. It backed up. It backed up the Brinks truck for sure. Backed up the Guggenheim truck to make these guys, make these moves keep on happening. But they proved, they absolutely proved that they were tired of getting beat. This team was tired of having getting embarrassed in that first round or running out of pitchers and running out of X or Y or Z. Well, they got every letter. They got all the alphabet this winter, and it's very, very fun to watch. Young Yi points out that after Thursday, of course, pitchers and catchers report this week, guys. Massive week. My favorite time of year. I don't know about y'all. At Thursday, the Dodgers could have 3 or 4 spots available on the 40-man roster. Who could fill in those spots? Brasier will get one. because he's not going to get or he's signed, but they're not going to announce it until they could make a 60-man IL designation. So that's not going to happen for a little bit. Clayton Kershaw is another guy who could fill one of those spots. Beyond that, really no idea. Is Wandy Rodriguez still available if they want another lefty? Could be a thing. I don't know, but yeah, I responded to a comment earlier on the Twitter. Somebody asked, like, hey, you think they're going to make any more moves? And I'm like, I would usually say I don't think so, outside of some of the minor league deals that tend to happen. But I don't know that anything else exceptional is going to happen at this point. But then again, this has been a very different offseason for this front office. So they got some room to play with, and that's the important thing. But one of those guys, one of those spots needs to be earmarked for Mr. Clayton Edward Kershaw, I would imagine. And I think I see something important, guys. It's a super chat from Showtime LA. Thank you, my friend Showtime LA. $4.99 super chat. We love the super chats. Hypes us up. And by us, I mean me, because it's cool. It's nice. Appreciate support like that. I mean, appreciate you guys just watching, too. It's also supportive. But anytime it's a $4.99 super chat, deserve a little dance. So do that. But, Clint, how many more moves do the Dodgers have left in them? I guess I'm kind of answering the same one again. And how likely is a trade for Scott Clase or Devin Williams? So I got an article I'm going to drop tomorrow about the Devin Williams situation. Teaser, spoiler. I don't know that happens, only because the farm system is in a precarious spot. This Dodgers farm system it's good. It's definitely, if you flash forward 10 months, going to be graded, I feel, very, very highly. It will get a lot more respect than it's getting right now amongst the prospects, the talent evaluators, the all those type of people. But right now, let's say, what was the deal? It was like a 2-for-1 deal. I forgot what it was, but the deal that the Orioles made to bring in Corbin Burns. Like some Dodgers people are like, oh my God, that's it. We could have done that. I don't know. I'll pull back a little bit and saying I don't know that the prospect depth. I don't think the prospect trade capital is enough right now for the Dodgers to get a major move done, unless they're really overwhelming a team with, like, you throw in a Kyle Hurt and really like all of the pitching, throw in a Miguel Vargas, as many people as they can. Andy Pajes, who's back swinging from his shoulder injury and shoulder surgery. There's just not enough. There's not enough bodies there to not have to just overwhelm the Milwaukee Brewers to get a deal done. So, and that's not a move that's in the Dodgers' pocket. As much as they might want a guy, as we've seen over the years, they won't force going out and getting him. That's why they didn't go out and force the Eduardo Rodriguez move last year. They didn't really force the Dylan Cease trade last year because of how much talent the team wanted back. It's not what they do. So Devin Williams, I would definitely say lower in the realm of possibility. Clase, kind of this. Oh, no, Scott, kind of the same, just because he has a window of team control that makes his the movement of him being moved that much more expensive or lucrative for the other teams. He would be the guy I think we all want most. The Emmanuel Clase. Who was it? I think it was John Morosi threw out something earlier today saying that right now there's no motivation for the Guardians to move him. So that would say to me that Cleveland would want a massive amount of prospect capital to get a deal done. And, if the Dodgers are as weak in the farm system right now, with the overall general eye of other teams or again the talent evaluators, they don't have the 5 or 10, the 5 or 7 top prospects like they've had, top 100 guys like they've had in years past. They've already traded away a lot of talent this year, this winter, with Pepio, with DeLuca, with Bush. Who else was in that Bush trade? I forget. Words are hard right now. But to button it up, They don't have enough prospect capital to get the deal done. That's it. I said it about 5 different ways or 5 different times, but that's what you get for $4.99 here on All Dodgers, guys. Appreciate that. And smash that like button while you're here, guys. Again, it really helps out the channel as well. Getting back into here, Bob Nightingale joined us late, said, wait, Mookie said what? Watch the show, watch the rest, then scroll back, then watch again, then listen tomorrow morning, and then watch all the shows that happened this week. But he said things and words and stuff, and it was really crazy, man. Everybody got real nuts here in the chat. BC says we are saving baseball. A dynasty would be fantastic for ratings. I don't know that I agree with it. I mean, as a Dodger fan, I love it. As a Dodger fan, I would agree enough with it. But I think general fan base gets bored seeing the same teams play each other a whole bunch. On the flip side, I think also when you have unknown teams, facing off in a World Series or a Super Bowl or what have you, like if it was the Royals facing the Rays, that would be a god awful World Series for the general public. We already saw the kind of Dodger fatigue around the league after they made, 3 of 4 World Series in a row. I would say the Dodgers are doing their part to try to save baseball. It's just not being appreciated by other people on the outside. But fantastic for ratings? I don't know. That's not my business here. I'm not in the business of the ratings. I'm in the business of making an ass of myself and having drinks online, even though I don't have a drink today. But appreciate the comment, BC. Let's see. Mr. /X says, can we get a proven shortstop? I'll talk a little bit about it as Samuel Ellis is also in the chat. Appreciate you. I'm behind in the comments again, so I will scroll up. I will get through them a little bit quicker. Proven shortstop. They say Willy Adames is available, but right now I've decided to be all in on Gavin Lux. I've been harsh on him over the years, deservedly. I feel at times. Give Lux a chance. He's playing his natural position for the first time, and I think that's going to mean something. He seems really hyped. One guy I would also say seems really hyped is also Justin Lamas or Yamas, whichever way I'm saying it. I'll say it wrong each way. Also joins us in the chat. Rebecca saying pitchers and catchers report in 3 days. Adam is in a Laker Dodger chat at the same time. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you hanging out with us either way. Sarah saying the Dodgers want to give Lux a chance, and I think he's earned it. But the other thing I was going to say as we move into our final kind of part of the show here is I want to talk about some of the things that broke at Dodger Fest, some of the things that came out from the players, from Dave Roberts and all that. We will talk about the lineup for a second, but we're not getting there quite yet. But one of the things I liked was the excitement of Gavin Lux's double play partner, Mookie Betts. The excitement of Mookie talking about playing second base full time, and him really wanting to prove to himself and prove to the league like he wants to go out there and win a Gold Glove as a second baseman. And I think that's something that it's cool to see him be motivated, to see Mookie Betts be motivated for something on the baseball field. I think it's going to really benefit him and the Dodgers this coming season. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was fun to see Mookie talk about talk about wanting to go out there and prove himself that he could win a Gold Glove there at second base. I understand there's a comment I'm supposed to read, but it's slowly being typed. Oh, I'm giving hell here. Giving hell. Rebecca's rooting for Lux. If we were talking about the infield here for a second, I see my guy IB Strokin. Good comment here. As I found it, the detractors can't have it both ways. If we're going back a little bit here, the detractors can't have it both ways. They can't complain about the Dodgers or that the Dodgers are choker and the 2020 chip doesn't count, while at the same time have Dodger fatigue. I would agree. I guess I would agree with that for sure. On the other hand, have you ever met people? Does people suck? People bad. People the worst. It's my opinion. Professional opinion, of course. Mr./X giving some love to the Dodgers here. The Dodgers are paying these players the new living wage. Inflation is a new normal. You can't call the Dodgers villains. It's a good point. That's a good topic, or that's a good thought on it as well. Who was it? I think it was Walker Buehler was asked about, that concept, or it was either Walker Buehler or Blake Trinan. By the way, check out my guys over at Bleed Lows podcast. They dropped all of the videos, all of the interviews. Did a good job of getting all of the content this week and breaking it out into each individual player and all that kind of stuff. Not overhyping it, not clickbaiting it, just dropping the content. So I'll say me and Mrs. FRG sat and watched all of my guys at Bleed Los's their version of the content, the interviews from Dodger Fest. But I think it was Walker who said, this is what we wanted with the latest CBT. It's good for baseball, for front offices to be spending money on their players. This is the whole idea that players want. Now, if you have fans saying, "Oh, they're getting paid too much," and why is one team being the one that spends all the money while the other teams are not? Very clearly this offseason, as we still see Cody Bellinger a free agent, Blake Snell a free agent. I guess you got to ask those owners. I mean, they're making money. They're making a lot of money. They are banking a pretty penny into their own personal bank accounts while not spending money. And guess what? As an important note, as Mrs. FRG always likes to point out, the Dodgers are also the ones paying those other teams at the end of the year. When you have a payroll as high as the Dodgers have, you get taxed for it. And when you get taxed for it, that money goes to the other teams, and these other teams aren't spending money to balance the competition in the league. So, talk to your local team owner about why your team isn't spending. But I'll never be mad about it. Sorry, gang. It's not my business to be mad about the Rockies. I mean, I'm mad about them not spending money. But anyways, fun little tangent there. Let's have some fun there. Justin hopes there's Japanese food at the stadium. I think they know what they're doing. There's got to be, there's gonna have to be some banger Japanese grub going on there. Carlos asking if I think the Dodgers can fix Dinelson Lamet. Another note we did not talk about here on the channel yet. Dinelson Lamet on Dodger Fest Day agrees to a minor league deal with the Dodgers. So Dodgers be swooping up all of those weird-ass random Padres right now. And by all of those, I mean just him and the other guy I talked about at some point. Right now his name escapes me. But I don't know, man. The Nelson Lamet's been pretty broken since he hurt that. I think it was his shoulder or his elbow, whatever it was. Since he got hurt, he's been bad. He's just really looked lost all around. If anybody could get somebody on track, back on track, as long as their name is not Noah Syndergaard, it would be the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I'll keep my hopes high that they can do something with Lamet. I would not bet a lot of money on it, but I'd throw like $2 or $3 on a rebound. I just also don't know where he fits in, because it's a team that has a lot of starting pitching ish, and they have a lot of relief help or bullpen help, especially if a lot of people are healthy. But we know over the course of a long season, things become things. People get hurt. You need to have that depth, and Lamet could be somebody that has that depth. I appreciate the eggplant use in this, but Joel asking me, how many Dodger games do I plan on going to this year? I don't know. I really don't know. It depends on how content things kind of work on here. If I'm doing, if we're streaming some games live, I wonder how that works, but also doing some content at the games, and also just taking in the game as a fan. I don't know where I decide to take things from a media perspective. I don't necessarily care about covering the team closely, like in close proximity. I personally feel I get like very minimal benefit from talking to players anymore. Been there, done that. So sorry. I mean, very different random tangent there, but let's put a minimum. I don't know, man. These people are gonna need to drop some super chats if I'm going to more games, but I'm gonna say like I'll go a minimum 5 games, and I'm close. But also, you know, your boy's old, he's lazy, he's tired, going out fighting traffic. I don't know. Sounds like a lot of work. If you guys want me to go to more games, let me know in the comments below. Joey Martinez, love this. Minimum payroll in the league, please. Would love to see it. Ivy Stroken wants me to open up memberships on the channel. I've looked at that. I don't know that I'm there yet. Maybe we'll figure it out. I don't know what other incentives or content I would drop on that yet. So if you guys have ideas, let me know in the comments below. But all right, I wanted to shift into the FanFest takeaways. So the 2 things, there was Walker Buehler confirmed. Everybody's confirmed that, yes, Walker will start the season. We already knew this, but he will start the season late. He would rather, you know, he doesn't want to have the start stop or the start stop stop start stop start. There it is. Words are hard. Let's do it. Figuring out. Didn't I have like a sparkly thing at one point? I could do a little bit of that. Does that help? As I see Mr. /X say that Clint, I was going to send you a super chat, but I purchased a Dodger ticket. That's better. That's fair. I mean, I guess. I thought you were here for me, man. No, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Buehler will start the season late, which is fine. I'm okay with it. Said a million times now. It feels like already this is a team, or this is a schedule in the first 2.5 months that very much benefits this team, specifically the Dodgers, and having so many Mondays and Thursdays off. Like, they can be extremely creative with a smaller, smaller rotation with a 4-5, guy. Maybe we know they're gonna go 6-man at some point, but as I hear my doggy borking. I forget what the hell I was talking about. Buehler. Oh yeah, they can survive having Buehler, skip the first month of the season and still be okay. So there was the Buehler part of it. Of course, we already noted spring training this week. Shohei Ohtani's already there in what do we call that, at Camelback Ranch. You love to see that. This is a dude that is hungry for baseball. He also probably knew that it was going to be raining like hell here in LA. So go somewhere where it's not raining like hell. As we get a $2 super chat from Zip Code 0 asking, do we trade for Willy Adames? Going back a little bit, we did talk about this in the whole Luck situation. I do not envision a Willy Adames trade happening before the season for sure. I think they're going all in on Lux. And worst case scenario, if Lux does not pan out, they will, unless it's like something injury related, but if he's just not good, let's say he's healthy but not good, which I don't think is going to happen, but in that situation, if he's healthy but not good, it will play out similarly to how the Miguel Vargas situation played out last year, where you give him a few months to figure it out, and if it does not work out, he can't figure it out, then ripcord. Then you go, plan B, you go route B, you go emergency route C before route B, and I think route B would be somebody like a Willy Adames trade. The Brewers it would be smart of them to hold on to him until the trade deadline, because that's when I believe he'll have the most value in a deal. So immediately, no Willy Adames. But down the road, possibility. Miguel, of course, Rojas would be a backup kind of dude there. But the other thing I wanted to touch on here for a little bit is, of course, Diane says, hit that like and subscribe button, because it's an important part of your viewing experience here. Somebody did ask about a Discord. We are talking about that with my business partner guy. I'll figure it out. It's something I do want to add or I would like to add potentially. That sort of path to more conversations with people, more community and all that kind of stuff. So let's make it a soft maybe for sure. But let's finally get into the final thing I wanted to talk about. And we're hype tweeting this one for sure, unless it's already out there. But drop your guys' opening day lineup, because Dave Roberts dropped his opening day lineup, his top 3 in the opening day lineup, and it was huge. This was a big reveal at FanFest as we get a super chat. Thank you, $5 from Rebecca from the queen of the Dingers household. $5 toward my ticket fund. So thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for the support here on the channel. Very much appreciate you guys. But yeah, quickly, Dave says the top 3, Mookie, Freddie, Shohei. Kind of what you expected. Who's the rest of your lineup, though? Do you guys have Will Smith batting cleanup, or do you have Teoscar Hernandez batting cleanup? Because in my mind, I've seen... I envision the Teoscar Hernandez move. I see him batting third or batting cleanup, but maybe I'm wrong with that one. I don't know. I don't know how excited people are to talk about lineups. We're going to see a whole bunch of different variations of the lineup for sure. I like the way Freddie talked about the idea of the lineup construction at Dodger Fest, where he was like, there was a point where I was hitting third too when we flipped with Trey Turner in the 2022 season, and it just whatever is needed, this team will do. I don't think anybody's going to be in one spot and stuck there for the rest of the season. Gavin Lux could be somebody if he's going well. You really extend the lineup. I think they're going to plug him into that 8 or 9 spot, most likely the 9 spot, and just kind of leave him there. But if you decide to get a little crazy, get a little nuts, put a few drinks in you, you might consider moving him to leadoff like Jerry Harrison Jr. really wants, or putting him in the 2-hole or something like that. Again, highly unlikely, but it's something that is that's out there, that is an option for sure. As Sarah Morris says, Max Muncy and Richard Flores dropping a $9.99 super chat. Appreciate the hell out of you, Richard. Says to shut up the clueless, brain-dead individuals who complain about the Dodgers, including how long it took to get their Starbucks. Dodgers can just win the whole damn thing. Problem solved. Go win, you shut up the haters. It's real easy to do, and I agree with that one. You quiet the haters when you're winning ball games, and then people will be mad that the Dodgers keep being in the World Series and all this, and then, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. We're just here to have a good time, and thankfully we get to have a great time because of our great Dodger front office for sure. But I appreciate the super chat there. Showtime LA says super chats flying in. I started a trend. We love trendsetters. My guy, Mr. Kevin Skinner, says, love the top 3. Mookie and Freddie are the best duo at the top. Prove us wrong on that one for sure. The only wrong answer, in his opinion, is doing something that those 3 players don't want to do. And, Freddie being open, we know last year Mookie was open to not needing to be the leadoff guy anymore, which was a big step, a big leap forward in his, professional career, being open to not leading off, or open to not leading off. I like Noah's lineup here. He just dropped. We'll get to that in a second. But Shohei has hit leadoff. He's hit a lot of second in his career. He's hit some third. I think Shohei can do just about anything. We've seen it. That's part of the reason why the Dodgers signed the unicorn. Air quotes again. I don't think there's any wrong answer to the top 3 in whatever construction they decide to go there. But where it goes beyond that, as I think I said, Sarah Morris says batting Max Muncy 4th, where I decided to get a little more hyped on Max after his conversation, after his quotes at Dodger Fest. We'll talk more about those in another video or whatever it may be. I will also be, talking, doing the full roster breakdown preview, spring training preview, like I said, dropping this week, and we will be talking about the infield with somebody special if everything lines up the way it's supposed to go. As we get $2 super chat in the chat here from Zip Code Zero. Appreciate you again with the $2 super chat saying buy or sell Bobby Miller makes All-Star game. I'll buy it. I'll buy that for $2. I think Bobby's going to be he's either going to be great or he's going to be very bad. I don't know that there's much in between for Bobby, but you know what? If he's good, I think he's got enough hype behind him to be an all-star type of dude. Joel says Bobby, Big D Bobby gets 15 to 20 wins. 20 wins would be insane, especially in this economy. Oof. But you know, I'd 13 wins. I'm going 13 wins. Wins don't matter to these people anymore. I'm an OG. Give me wins. Wins mean something to me. Wins mean your pitcher is staying in the game. They're allowing your bullpen to rest because they're not just nobody pitches 5 innings and goes out and gets the win and gets that many wins. Yada yada. Someone had that long ass argument about pitching wins, but not right now. Right now it's late. My throat's hurting probably a little bit because I'm still recovering from celebrating Dodger Fest on Saturday. But what I see is a $4.99 super chat from Ange. From Ong. Did I go with Ong? Does that one work? From Ange. Thank you, Ange. I'm assuming I'm saying that one right finally. $4.99 going towards my ticket fund. I didn't know I started a ticket fund, but you guys did for me, and I appreciate that. Showtime LA says I'm going to be a rich man. But I appreciate you, Ange. It could be Ang Lee, according to Samuel Ellis. Oh, my God, we are famous. Also, back in the day, we used to be Mr. Worldwide, but right now I'm just Mr. Worldwide in here as Akira is in the chat watching from Tokyo. Thank you for watching and hanging out with us, Akira-san. Appreciate that. But we're probably somewhere pretty close hitting that wrap it up button. I did say I was going to drop Noah Ortega's lineup here. You guys sound off if you like it or not, but we got Mookie, Freddie, Ohtani, Smitty, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Outman, Hayward, and Lux. And that's kind of what I assume the lineup will be. The only thing I would do is I don't know whether or not I'd flip-flop the Smitty and Teo, as they call them. I don't know if I would flip-flop them or not. One of the concerns, almost did it, I would say about the Will Smith thing is, he's a catcher. He's not going to play every day. So to maybe try to add that consistent top 4 in your lineup or top 5 to not have to change that up too much. As where there's the reality of Will Smith will need to sit 1 or 2 days a week or 1 or 2 games a week. That's the only reason I would consider, one of the reasons why I would consider moving him down. But in the other light or in the other reality, he's also very good at driving in runs. He's got the pop. I think he's going to have a big year as long as he stays, doesn't fracture that rib that all of a sudden gives him delayed pain like they tried to sell to us last year. But either way, I don't think there's a wrong answer with this lineup in any way, shape, or form. We got Jay Hay batting 8th in your version of a lineup, and I think that's about it's either going to be Jay Hay or Manuel Margot. Talking about these guys batting 8th in the lineup and Lux 9th. It's going to be a scary good lineup if everything works out the way we expect it to. So we like where things are going with these boys in blue. Mr. John Rod says I might be able to Uber to the game with all the money. I don't know about all that here, gang. Oh, maybe now because we got another super chat. Couple more of those in there. From Zip Code Zero, just dropping money. Zip Code Zero, appreciate you. Saying number 31 should be retired. That is Michael Piazza. I would go before. Who would you guys rather see? If we're complete, let's entertain this one for a second, because I think I would rather see them retire Bulldog's number before Piazza. It's my thought on it, but I don't know. I don't know if anybody else shares a similar thought on that one. And says no on 31. Yeah, I would. I don't know that I like the Piazza move just because, he talked crap about Vinny. That's it. It's my guy, Vin, best friend. Mr. John Rod, is that Ether or Ether? You want to retire an Ether? I would honestly put Ether in the Dodgers Legends Dodger baseball. Their little Hall of Fame because dude played his entire career with this team. All-time career leader in doubles as a Los Angeles Dodger. Dude meant a lot to this organization. He's still beloved by fans around Dodger Stadium. Saw a number of Ethier jerseys out at Dodger Stadium. Of course, my friends, the Dinger crew, had lunch with Andre Ethier as part of the many expensive activations the Dodgers had for Dodger Fest. But that's awesome. We love Dre. I like when he was trying to be a part of, the more involved in the team and more involved in the media. And then he was like, nah, actually, I'm kind of enjoying being dad right now. But we love us some Andre Ethier. We also love us some Roy Estrada because Roy just dropped the $9.99 super chat. It's a special Monday here, gang. I appreciate this. This $9.99 super chat from Roy forces the parade as we get the gun show going here. I'll allow it. I mean, I'll throw in one of those zip code $2 super chats towards the parade if that helps, Because in the other reality, I would appreciate all of these going to now. Whatever helps this team win, I will do. Maybe, I don't know. But I think we're about ready to head out. You guys tell me in the comments below if you're ready to go. I don't even know what the hell else is on like sports TV today. I don't pay attention to things. Your boy's been working, humping, hustling, or not really, just mostly sitting on my ass and typing things. But Rebecca says Ether and Baby Dingers are BFFs, and I think if anywhere is a good point to drop out or to end the show, it's that point there. So guys, we will get I guess we won't because Noah Ortega dropping.
It's over 9,000.
Maybe admittedly that was a few too many buttons. Dropping the $1.99 super chat saying keep them coming. We could, but then I just feel like I'm lingering here, guys, unless we talk about something other drastically different. But I'd say this is a good button-up point, and we'll leave it with Jonathan Ramirez saying, go Dodgers, it's time to win. I don't know about y'all, but I'm very, very excited to see pitchers and catchers reporting this week. I'm excited for the content that we're going to be dropping this week. Some familiar faces will be joining the channel. Some new faces will be joining the channel as we preview the season heading into spring training. So again, do consider hitting that subscribe button to follow along when and see the videos when they do drop. All those things really do help out the channel when you subscribe. IB Stroking, really good point. Don't forget to check out the website, alldodgers.com. I have no way of telling people to subscribe there, but just go read it. It helps out. And then soon enough, we're going to keep blowing it up. Read my stuff. Read the stuff from Mrs. FRG. And I will appear in your dreams, I think. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out, guys. I am Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on the social media things. I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much for listening. The great questions, the commentary, just generally hanging out here. And of course, thank you so damn much for those super chats. They really, really help out the channel. They really, really help me feel delicious. Real delicious. City Boy Chad says, Clint Ganger, don't bang. I appreciate that, I think. And Jonathan Ramirez checking out says, thank you. Appreciate you. Ivy Stroking, appreciate you in the chat. Diane, appreciate you. You also in the chat. Appreciate our moderators doing their whole thing. And that's it. Again, subscribe. It's completely free. And I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.